Salutations to one and all. This is the Nature Girl 30 here, and this is another mini Q&A. Y'all, thank y'all so much for sending me these questions, and I have a lot of them. So I am going to try to get them out of the way as much as possible. So let's get started. First set of questions comes from Final Limits. Have you heard of the canceled WWE storyline where it involved Vince revealing that he knocked up his daughter in 2006? Ooh, no, and that's just sick. Um, did you know Stephanie was outraged when Vince told her about the incest storyline? Yeah, I would. Well, I didn't hear about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if she really was upset about it. I would be. Um, have you heard about Maria Kanellis? Gave the creative team an idea of a split personality storyline where she would disguise herself good as a rocker chick, and then play her normal. What does she want to be? A WWE version of Jem? That's kind of weird. But I wouldn't imagine that happening. I mean, she really did want to get her whole hoodie line off the ground. So I really wouldn't be surprised if she did start that. Did you know that Paul Burchill's sister Katie Lee Burchill was supposed to have an incest and sort of ew. I don't know, they were a little bit too close. I wouldn't be surprised, but that was kind of weird. Your thoughts on Amber Alerts? Good. It actually keeps the community's eyes open for anybody that takes someone's child. So I'm all for them. What did you think of the cancel storyline of the Imposter Kane in 2006? Why did they stop it? I was actually interested in it. Like, seriously, who would want to dress up as Kane? Would it be Taker? Did they have a third guy? I really want him to go further with it. But since they stopped it, it just sucked. And if you hear a dog in the background, just ignore him. That's just Jesse being a butt. He just doesn't like the food I gave him. He's being picky. But anyway, did you know that Finley was going to return in 2002 to make a WWE wrestling comeback? Yeah, I did, but I don't know what happened. But if anybody knows what happened to Finley and why he didn't come back, leave a comment in the comment section below. I think he came back at a Royal Rumble, though. I think he did. If I'm wrong, leave a comment. Did you know that Karma was supposed to fight Kelly Kelly before she got pregnant and left? Yeah, I did. But it's sad what happened to her. I mean, it's sad the fact that she left, and well, we know what happened there. And also when she was crying and broke down in the middle of the ring, yeah. I don't know why she broke down, and I thought it was a part of the storyline, but then I heard it wasn't, and then that just broke my heart even more. Yeah, she had a huge decision that she had to make: her career or being a mom, and it just broke my heart. It really did. But I'll pray for her, and I hope all is well, because I haven't seen her since she was in the Rumble. But I hope that things are well with her. I hope she achieved her dream of being a mom, and I'm just gonna continue to pray for her. That's all we can do. And it just broke my heart when I saw her break down. But great set of questions, man. My next set of questions actually comes from Miss Elena Nicole. How do you feel about Lana, and why do you think she's so over in the IWC? Number one, she's blonde. Number two, she's a blonde Russian. Enough said. Me personally, I think she's overrated, and the reason why is because I'm from the 80s. So I'm a child of the 80s. That's why I'm a baby of the 80s and a child of the 80s, pretty much. So I remember the whole Russian gimmick. I remember the whole Middle Eastern gimmick. I remember Nikita Koloff. I mean, it's just to the point where the Russian gimmick is overrated. It really, really is. And it's just to the point where they do the same old shtick all the time. Speaking Russian and then say something in a Russian accent. This chick is from Florida. Come on now. She probably knows maybe 2 or 3 words in Russian. But either or, the gimmick's overrated, and she's overrated in my opinion. That's just me. Which jobber currently has the greatest potential to become huge in WWE? Let me see. I gotta say Dolph. Yeah, I mean, Dolph he's the best talker. He has great charisma. He has great in-ring chemistry with anyone that he wrestles with or tag teams with. The guy has a lot of potential, but it's just completely untapped. And they push it for so long, but then all of a sudden they just cut him short, and I don't know why. Damian Sandow has the best potential. The only problem is that he's only stuck with one gimmick. He's only stuck with that whole "I'm better than you" Triple H beginner. He's pretty much stole Triple H's entire beginning gimmick, and just turned it into his own, but did it better. But the thing is that that's all he got. Can he do anything else? No, I can't imagine Damien Sandow doing anything else. He's not as multifaceted, which can be a hindrance. And I hope that he can find a way to reinvent himself. But I'm not going to necessarily say that Cody Rhodes is a jobber. But of course, Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody Rhodes has always had the best potential. The guy is truly a great wrestler in the ring. He's an awesome heel. But I'm not going to necessarily say that he's a jobber. He's been in some great feuds. And honestly, if he had the time, he would be in a lot more feuds than that. But that's just me personally. Who you think will be the next diva and superstar to come up in the main roster from NXT and why? Okay, Diva Charlotte. Proof on that: her versus Natalya in NXT Takeover that just passed. That's just past Thursday. Awesome match. Seriously, straight up. I enjoyed it. A lot. The next superstar from NXT, I don't know what to say about Adam Rhodes. Don't get me wrong, I like Adam Rhodes' whole fun kind of exotic express kind of gimmick, but you don't really see him fight that often. So I really don't know. But as for superstar, I would have to say Adrian Neville. Adrian Neville or Sami Zayn. And the reason why I say Adrian Neville, because Adrian Neville has pretty much the best not shooting star press, but he has literally the best finisher I've ever seen in my life. It looks flawless and fluid. It's almost like Evan Bourne's final his airborne finisher. Seriously, it looks beautiful, and I think that Adrian Neville actually has a really great potential. Sami Zayn kind of reminds me a little bit of Sheamus. Like, seriously, he's like a younger version of Sheamus. I don't know why, but yeah, he just reminds me of Sheamus a lot. But he has great potential to actually be a good wrestler, but I don't see him topping Adrian Neville. That's just me, personally. But let's move on from there. But yeah, great question, man. And your final set of questions for me is the top 3 greatest heels in WWE in 2014 so far. I actually did a video on this already. I'm gonna put a link of it in the description box if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, I actually did the top 10 greatest heels. I guess the top 10 best heels in WWE in 2014. So I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. But thanks so much for the questions. And y'all keep up sending the questions. And my next set of questions has to come from Kimahari Ronzo. If the WWE WWE divas like the Bella Twins, AJ Lee, and Alicia Fox, the crazy version of now, were in the next MK game, what do you think their fatalities would be? Twin Magic for the Bella Twins. For AJ Lee, Black Widow, to where it's like a Black Widow to where it'll break you in half. So her finisher would be the Black Widow to where she will literally break you in half. Alicia Fox will nag you to death. That will be her finisher. Alicia Fox nagging you to death. That's a finisher right there. Just like Sindel will scream until your face blows up. She will nag you until you explode, or maybe nag you to death. Like that will be her move right there. Remember last week's questions about Bray Wyatt, The Undertaker, Kane, and Cena being in MK game. What would their story be like if they were in the MK game, and why they would be in the tournament? John Cena will probably be the next Earth Realm champion. After Liu Kang is now king. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. Liu Kang is now married to Katana, so he's actually king of Edenia, and he's no longer champion of the Earth Realm. So he actually chose a champion to be in his place, and of course he had to go through the whole Shaolin monk process. But John Cena will be the next Earth Realm champion to take over for Liu Kang now that Liu Kang is king of Edenia, and he had to forfeit his title. As for The Undertaker is more, I will pretty much put him more as the if there was a ruler or a keeper of the nether realm, it would be the Undertaker. The Undertaker will be complete charge of the nether realm, and the nether realm will be in chaos because of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung trying to rule both the earth realm and the nether realm. He will get in the tournament to try to knock out Quan Chi and knock out Shang Tsung in order to maintain order in the nether realm. As for Kane, Kane once again will probably be will go against his brother, and of course he would pretty much be in another deadly alliance, probably a deadly triad with him, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi in order to take over the nether realm, but in the end will betray both of them and actually rule them all by trying to take out his brother Taker. And as for Bray Wyatt will be an agent of chaos. And for those that actually did play Deception, there was a cleric of chaos named Havoc, and he's one of the most interesting characters in the MK universe, in my opinion. He will be an agent of chaos to the cleric of chaos, Havoc. And Havoc will send him out there into the earth realm, into other realms, to try to create more chaos, to bring more chaos to all the realms. And how to keep chaos in order, take out the earth realm champion. Once you take out the champion, chaos will ensue. And then he'll try to go towards the elder gods, and that will end up falling miserably. He'll try to take out Raiden. After he takes out the champion, he'll try to take out Raiden, and then after he takes out Raiden, he's going to create all chaos in the world. And that's pretty much my story there, and that's the most creativity I came up with in the last few minutes in my brain. But great question, dude. Great question. What would the Diva story be in the game? Okay, now that Katana is now Queen of Edenia, and now that Liu Kang is now her king of Edenia, you end up having the Bella twins representing Edenia alongside Jade. But Jade is now the protector of the throne. She cannot leave her post more often. So now she's going to train them to be their soldiers to protect not only Edenia, but to protect Earthrealm, since they actually merged a truce with, merged an agreement, so-called a contract or whatever, a truce with Earthrealm. So they have to fight on their behalf as well as Edenia's behalf. And Alicia Fox is going to be a traitor, of course. Alicia Fox is going to be she's going to be someone from Earthrealm that wants to actually try to gain more power. So she's going to go alongside of the Tarkatans and actually form an allegiance to the Tarkatans, and actually form a really strong bond with Melina. And they will actually bind together to create this unstoppable force, where she'll be in control of all the Tarkatan armies, and have Melina to be the queen, as well as her be her apprentice. And as for AJ Lee would just be an assassin. I'll have her as an insane assassin. She will be an apprentice of Dairu. Dairu would teach her everything she could possibly know about being an assassin, and then after that, she will take out Dairu, and she will leave the realm of order, and also she'll become a part of the Black Dragon and actually be in cahoots with Cabal. Like, she will actually form an allegiance with Cabal, as well as be Cabal's wife. There you go. That's a story right there. But thank you, dude, for allowing me to bring out some creativity there. But okay, and your next question for me is, if Hornswoggle was in an MK game, what would his fatality be? Number one, I wouldn't play anything if Hornswoggle was in it. He'll be worse than Shujinko. So what will be the point? I wouldn't even play his character. He'll just sit there. That's just me personally. If Sonic was in an MK game, would you buy it, and what would his fatality be? It would be interesting to actually see Sonic in an MK game and how they would draw him. Yeah, that's the thing. If they drew him well, then I would probably buy it. But if you ever saw Deathmatch when he battled Mario, and how he literally did a spin dash on his back and sawed Mario in half, that's what his fatality would be. The spin dash of death. Yeah, pretty much. Spin dash of death. But great questions, man. Great questions. Dude, you are on it. Seriously. My next set of questions comes from Nintendo Fanboy 1988. What are your thoughts on fans who says that Owen Hart died? That says Owen Hart died was karma for breaking Austin's neck 2 years earlier. Shame on you. Shame on you. I would never say that ever. And it's just wrong. It really is. Nobody, I mean, it's just, no. It is wrong. I don't agree with that at all. Did you like it when Mark Henry beat Orton for the title at Night of Champions 2011? Yes. It was quite satisfying. I wasn't a big fan of Orton. I always thought Orton should have been heel, and that was when he was at the ridiculous face mode at the time. And honestly, in WWE history, that's the only guy he has not beaten. To this day, he has not beaten Mark Henry. So on the real, that made me happy. Even though Mark Henry was one of the scariest heels I've ever seen in my life, I was happy when he won. Seriously, straight up. Very happy. What did you think of Christian versus Orton, the Christian versus Orton feud in 2011? The feud, okay. How it started when Orton stole the title from Christian, I liked it there because it gave Christian all the reason to be upset. It made the perfect feud and the perfect come up in story. But they kind of messed it up when they made him like a little lying weasel weenie. And he lied about everything. Well, not really lied, but he just whined about everything. A whiny weasel weenie. And it just really kind of took me away from the whole story, and I was happy it was over. But it kind of made his winning the title back really sourly sweet. It made it really bittersweet to see that happen. So, yeah, it was kind of a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. What did you think of Beth Phoenix versus Kelly Kelly feud in 2011 and Natalya turning heel joining Beth? I thought that Kelly Kelly's win was a fluke. Because, honestly, we've seen this done before. We saw this done with Mickie James. Mickie James was the only person that was able to beat Beth Phoenix at that time, and that was a great feud building up. But seeing Kelly Kelly beat Beth Phoenix just seemed like it was something just handwritten to do. Like, it was something that was booked to do. It just didn't look realistic to me. I'm happy she won, but it just didn't look realistic to me. Her going crazy later on, yeah, it looked kind of realistic, but not then. And the Divas of Destruction would have been so awesome if they just continued the whole story, but then they cut it short. I like it when Natalya's a heel because Natalya is more interesting being a heel than she is a face. Let's keep it real. That's what it is. What you think about Karma breaking down when she cried in the ring? Like I said before, it was a shock, as well as me thinking it was part of the storyline, but it wasn't. But, you know, that's how it was. What would you do if you saw Tama Girl beating the crap out of a very elderly lady? Number one, she wouldn't do that because it's just not her. And then if she did, I would do everything I can to hold her back. I mean, but there are times she has some strong moments where she can even muscle me. But on the real, she would never do that. That's just not her. That's not how she is. My next set of questions comes from Leno Gino. Or Leno Gino. What if John Cena had debuted in 2002 at the exact same time with the exact Super Cena gimmick that he has today, and the same colorful shirts and same theme song that he has today? How would you think he'd be today? The same or different? If he debuted with the same thing in 2002 with the whole Fruity Pebbles kind of colored T-shirts and the whole Super Cena kind of gimmick, from what I remember, 2002 was the Ruthless Aggression era. So he wouldn't be taken seriously at all. He would be laughed right out of the building. Seriously. He really would be. So it would be different then than it would be now. Because when he became the whole Fruity Pebbles guy, it was during the PG era. So it would make complete sense of why that would be different. What did you think of Cena's Dr. Thuganomics gimmick? I liked him as the Doctor of Thuganomics. I enjoyed his raps. I really did. He was interesting and the dude had flow. Not only was that attractive to me, it's just the fact that he had some major flow. It was something different than you would ever see in WWE. And he sounded awesome doing it. So, yay, I liked it. I wish he brought it back. And the chains and the chain gang. I wish he brought that back. What are your thoughts on, I guess, Bozaka Yuka Irgun? I have no idea who that is or what that is, and I may have to look that up. But the next time I look it up, I'll probably say on the Q&A, oh, I know what that is, but I really don't know. Sorry. What if Bray Wyatt was still Husky Harris today instead of the Wyatt family? And it would be the Harris family. If it was the Harris family, nobody would care. The Wyatt family is a straight up creepy of creepiness. Not only did it come from the bayous of Louisiana, where his character is supposed to come from the bayous of Louisiana, his character is straight up psychotic, and you haven't really seen characters like that in a long time. If he was Husky Harris, no, nobody would really care. In my opinion, I don't think anybody would care. But that's just me. Do you think Mortal Kombat 2 is really hard, even on very easy difficulty? Yeah. The one thing about Mortal Kombat 2 was like the combos. If you couldn't pull off a good combo with Shao Kahn, even though you could spam Shao Kahn to death with the same move over and over again to beat him, and you still can do that, it still was hard to me. But it's hard if you don't really play it that often. And I don't have Mortal Kombat 2 on console. I played in arcade. It was freaking hard. It was hard for me. But it all depends on the user. If you play that junk every day, it'll be easy. Also, Bray Wyatt's dad. That's his dad. Erwin R. Shyster's his dad. No freaking way. That's awesome, dude. I love Erwin R. Shyster. I love IRS back in the day. He was an awesome guy. He still is an awesome guy. Do you think Bo Dallas looks homosexual? No. I think it looks creepy, but not homo. No, not at all. I don't think he looks homosexual at all. My next set of questions comes from Lonnie Lowe. Why do you do Q&As? Why is it, why do you do Q&As? Why? What is the point of doing them if you are going to censor someone from sending a certain type of question? What do you gain from this? It's called a Q&A for a reason, not to send a question and I feel like answering it. And I'll answer it when I feel like it. Honestly, I told you and I told everybody else, the questions that you were sending me was offensive. There was no rhyme or reason to even ask me that. And even when, there really wasn't. If you honestly, truthfully want to know about black people or a black man, ask a black man. And half the questions were really racist and rude about other races. So no, I don't have to answer that. And I'm sorry if I did offend you by you sending me those questions. But on the real, I'm not gonna ask I'm not gonna answer any offensive questions that either offensive to another race, offensive to my audience, or offensive to me. I don't have to. Let's be real right now. I don't have to. But if I offended you, I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm still not answering any more racist questions. And that's a legit fact that I'm sticking to. My last set of questions comes from Shiroro Haroro. I hope I pronounced it right. What if your girl, Tama Girl, started acting like Alicia Fox? Go around beating up random strangers in the streets, going to Publix and making a huge mess. I can't imagine her doing that. But if she did, that would definitely be something I would put on my phone. I know me. I know me. If it was something that was harmless to where she didn't break or hurt anybody, I would probably like, girl, I'm gonna film this and I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna send it to you and show you how stupid you look. I wouldn't put it on YouTube. But if it was to the point where she started breaking stuff, then yeah, I would have to grab her and take her right out the supermarket. But she wouldn't do that. Why do you think, what did you think when Alicia Fox said, get the camera out my face? That it was just played out and she ran out of ideas and things to say. Like, I still think with her character, she's running out of ideas. But yeah, that's about Alicia Fox. And that does it for this mini Q&A. Y'all, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for sending me questions. And if you have any more questions that you want to send me, send them to me via YouTube or on my Twitter page at RKH30 #NatureGirlQ&A. It's NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.